Hey everybody, little update here for you. It's been a couple weeks, been really busy. It's, what is today? August the 21st. So this coming weekend is the velvet buck hunt here in Tennessee, and I've decided I'm not going to hunt it this year. Not really patterning any bucks worth taking from a deer. I just walked past one right up here as I was coming into the woods too. Decided I'm not going to hunt it, so I'm going to start making plans and getting prepped for the regular archery. So out here today, I've been checking trail cameras. Ton of activity. Oh my lord, a ton of activity. Mostly does and fawns covered up in turkeys, but the predators are starting to show up. I hadn't had many predators all summer long, but I've got quite a few coyotes showing up, and I've got a bobcat, actually bobcat on this camera. So but I'm gonna go ahead and check trail cameras. I'm gonna go over here and start prepping this tree for my tree stand, and then start cutting some shooting lanes here today while it's a little bit cooler. We've had some heavy storms and showers come through the area, so get this knocked out and get out of here as quickly as I can. So you know, there's always been something that intrigued me about hunting in a stand of pines ever since I was a kid. I don't know what it is. I mean, you can't hear anything, so you always got to be alert, which is a positive. But I don't know if it's just the fact that, you know, that every now and then you see these great big open sections like this. I've seen a lot of deer crossing through stands of pines, and even this stand as well. I've got a tree stand right there on the edge overlooking the field, but here at my house it's kind of weird where the pines were here, have been here for a long time, and when they got killed by the pine beetles, the center, right in the heart of the pine stand, all died out and fell down, and it's been grown up and replaced by hardwoods. A lot of beech and oaks, maples, some walnut and hickory. And so the deer, it's really pretty neat. They travel through these pine stands like this pretty heavily, and the trails are worn. Thought I just heard another one. The trails are worn just slick as can be through these pine stands, but they're bedding in the middle of the hardwoods, and they're feeding actually a lot of the times in those hardwoods, getting the acorns on a heavy mast year. So I don't know, man. Every time I see a big stand of pines like this, it just always makes me think back to when I was a kid, and just sparks all kinds of visions of big bucks walking through them. I know it's kind of weird, but that's just how it happens with me. Hey, so here's another example of what I've chose to do differently this year. As you can see, I'm still working on all this. I got spider webs coming off all my hat here. I left the majority of this all last year, so for about 18 months this hadn't been mowed, and as you can see, it grew up into this big tall stand of blackberries. See, big tall stand of blackberries here over my head. And the deer have been bedding in here. I decided to come out and bush hog a lot of this down, so that way I could hunt over it, knock it down. The turkeys, ever since I mowed this down, the turkeys have just exploded up here. They've started using the area again. But anyway, I noticed as I was bush hogging it, I found great big beds where, I mean, the deer have just wallered holes out in the tall blackberry bushes and native grasses in here, and the grass was dead in the bottom of that bed. They've been using those beds so many times. The bad thing is there was so much of it here that they were just able to bed wherever they wanted to, and it wasn't funneling them to me or my son or whoever was hunting around here. They would just bed, get up, go a few steps, eat, and go back and lay back down. So I've come through here and I've mowed all this down. But what I've noticed too, though, is by mowing all this down, it's exposing a lot of the new tender green grass to grow again. And I'm seeing deer out here daily, just going through these open areas, just browsing. You know, I was really concerned before that me mowing it down would shift the deer somewhere else. I didn't know what it would do, but so far it looks to be working out pretty well, as long as I maintain some sort of balance. If I can maintain a balance of mowed areas and high thick stuff to give them protection and cover, they can come out here and feed, and if they feel a little nervous or skittish, they can just hop right over there in that thick stuff, or in this case they can go over here in this stuff. But you know, it gives them kind of a border where they can feed here in the open, and then they've got area of safety. So something I'm having to work through and learn as I begin to get a feel for how to manage the property here and for the wildlife anyway. So just something else I wanted to share that I've picked up on.